Hey, what is going on, guys? Today I'm sharing with you one of those kind of unfortunate coincidences in Assetto Corsa modding when two big mod studios are working on the exact same car and they come out at almost the exact same time. This is the URD Lexus RC-F GT3 car. RSS just made this car and put it out a little over a week ago now. And yeah, now we have the URD version. I will talk a little bit about a comparison between the two, and if you guys want to see a full comparison video on it, then I might make that as well. But let's just get right into it though, with the specs of this thing, of course. Just like the RSS car and pretty much every other GT3 car, it's limited to 550 brake horsepower, 583 newton meters of torque. It weighs 1,376 kilograms before any kind of BOP, of course. And it is powered by a super nice Japanese Toyota V8 engine. It is really nice sounding, and honestly, through the RSS car a couple weeks ago, I thought this was a little bit more of a muted engine noise, but RSS, I will say immediately, they kind of did it a little bit of a disservice. Hearing the URD sounds on this car, they're a lot raspier, and listening to the real life car, URDs I definitely feel are a lot more accurate. This thing does have a V8 grumble and growl to it, and it sounds super duper nice here on the URD car. I guess this video will kind of turn into a little bit of a comparison with RSS. Its model quality, I think, is pretty much on par with RSS. I think it's a little bit rough around the edges. I think that's the best way I'll describe it. Overall, I would take RSS's model over URD's, but in most aspects, of course, they're completely identical because it's the exact same car. And at worst, the URD car is just a little bit less detailed. Mainly, I've noticed in the steering wheel, it looks a little bit more sharp edge. It doesn't look as refined and as high detail as RSS's steering wheel, but all the cockpit details besides that, like the button box in the central part of the dash, if you will, and all the fire resistant stuff in the passenger footwell, if you will, all of that is pretty much identically modeled between the RSS car and the URD car. And of course, one of the main reasons why you sim race is the physics, and you know, I still want to do a little bit more driving with both. I have to say the URD car feels very, very nice. URD are packing in a lot of special CSP features. You are going to need 1.79 by default to run this car, which that's, of course, the free version. Just make sure your CSP's up to date and you'll be good. And, of course, if you have the preview version as well, you'll be 100% fine. They have accurate tire warm-up models, they claim, and it feels very good. I think just from my initial going back and forth between them for a little bit, I do have to say I think the URD car definitely feels at least a little bit more involved in the driving experience. RSS feels a little bit more just like weight in the wheel. I feel like I can feel a little bit more granular detail with the URD car. Again, I do want to test more, so don't take that as 100%, oh, the URD car has the better physics. And of course, I've never driven the RC-F GT3 in real life, so I can't attest to which one is more accurate. But just going off of feeling through the wheel so far, I do think actually that the URD car does definitely feel at least a little bit more detailed. So I guess the question is, should you buy this car? Of course, I pretty much always recommend any, URD, RSS, VRC car by default because they're all fantastic. But if you bought the RSS one, and you're happy with it, you're not driving it constantly, of course. It's just a cool car to have, a nice car to add to the GT3 lineup. To be honest, I don't think there's really a cause to pick up the URD car, especially if you're just using it as kind of like a grid filler in a way. You're driving a different GT3 car. However, if you do want to drive this car, and again, from my initial testing, I do think that this car is a little bit more detailed in its force feedback. And again, you're going to be driving this thing a lot. I do think it could be worth the purchase of the URD Lexus, even if you already have the RSS car. And if you're going to be buying one of them right now and you don't have either of them yet, it's really a toss-up for me. I think they're both fantastic cars. I think I'm going to have to go for now with URD. I need to do a little bit more testing. Maybe I'll put a pinned comment if I change my mind later down the line. But I think personally, especially I guess knowing what I know with driving both of them, if I can only pick one, I'd probably go forward with the URD car. So yeah, fantastic work from URD and of course by RSS as well, but this is definitely an interesting competitor that I definitely wasn't expecting. When I woke up to this email that URD had released this car, I just kind of went, oh man, that is pretty unfortunate timing for URD. To be working on the same car as RSS, and RSS, of course, did beat them to market, if you will. But that's all I have for you guys today. If you did enjoy this video, a like and a sub would mean a lot. Tell me what car you're picking up down in the description below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one, guys.